Good afternoon, guys. It is Wednesday, October the 20th, and I kicked up the allergies a little bit, but I guess it was worth it. I know it was worth it. I don't know. I was just sitting around today, not really doing a whole lot of anything. I need to catch up on shows. I don't have any of the vlogs posted. I know, I'm terrible. I apologize. But, for some reason, well, I wanted to see if I could get back to, here in the guest bedroom, if I could get back to the box in the corner. And I accomplished that. I moved some stuff out, and in moving it back, it now, I don't know if you remember what it looks like before, but it now looks like that. You know, not really a whole lot better. I mean, it looks better here because you can actually walk through the room. There's actually room to walk through the room, whereas, well, it's kind of all... Yeah, Bright Eyes is checking it out. But I kind of... Because it was a bunch of small stuff all over the place. Just kind of spread out here and here, you know, all about. And I kind of consolidated it as much as I could and stacked stuff on top of stuff to get back to that one in the corner. And also, there was only one bag on top of that box back there in the corner. I have it in the back now. It's underneath that thing with the bear in it. I'm assuming you can see the thing with the bear. Yeah, I think I see it in my view screen. I'm kind of stretching over shit here to get to it. But, so I stacked some extra stuff back there and stacked some stuff on here. And, actually, you know, these were kind of parked right out here in the way. So now you can actually, you know, I was able to consolidate stuff enough that I found a parking spot for that shit. So, and my CD, I had the CD thing here, and up here, not on Bright Eyes, boop, 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 but on top of this thing here where you see that newsletter. And I just stuck them down here over here in this corner. In this corner. So, yeah, that's a little bit, I mean, obviously there's still plenty of mess. And hey, you guys probably haven't seen that in a while, have you? Maybe in the background. I'm standing right here by it, so what made me think of it? Obviously, still quite a bit of mess to go through. I need to get some shelving and stuff to start putting some of the stuff displayed where it goes, you know, since that's looking kind of lonely, you know, it's still the only thing on my walls right now. So, but my labor was fruitful. I will say my labor was fruitful because I found this. What is this odd little package wrapped up in a Walmart sack, you might be thinking? Well, if I didn't tell you, you'd probably be pissed and never come back, so lucky you, you get to find out. Does it look a little brighter in here? It should, because I have turned on pretty much every light I can possibly turn on, except for that one. I didn't turn that one on. Maybe I should turn it on too. But I just want to be sure that you see this in all of its glory, because I have talked about it for a long time, and I have never, because it's been boxed away, I never got a chance to show it off to you guys. But today, you finally get to meet the Elvis Worm. Look at him. This is... Don't be jealous of the Elvis Worm! He did nothing to you! Knock it off. This is my Elvis Worm. Trying to do the backwards thing here. I know I've talked about this guy before. I made him in, gosh, sometime in high school. The assignment itself actually was to make a face. And it was one of those weird times. Maybe some of the artists out there that watch these can relate. It was one of the times that the clay just told me what it wanted to be, because I was just sitting there, I was just getting more and more pissed, because every time I tried to bring something out, it wasn't looking right. you know, and then I kind of started molding this. I just kind of started playing with the clay and molding this stupid little thing. And I think right about here, I made him a chin line. Somehow he ended up with a chin line. And from there, he grew a face. And I went up and I asked my art teacher, I was like, well, is it okay if I make something with a face? Because it'll technically have a face on it. And she said that would be okay. Now, unfortunately, if you look at the bottom here, you will see my name probably somewhere on there. And I even painted the inside of this thing, okay? I kind of wish that I'd went with a little bit different color scheme, honestly, now. I guess I thought brown was good for worms. But as you can see, he has... I made 3 different... I think this is 3 different, because I think the... the white of the eye is something different. And I know is this the iris? I really don't know. This part was a different piece than this part. I made the pupil because I had to paint them different colors. So I made 3 different pieces for that. And he even has a mouth, and he has nostrils, and he even has ear holes. So, and then he has this awesome mullet, and that's why he's got this little floofy thing up here, which is why I call him the Elvis Worm, and that's why he is awesome. So, I am glad I finally got a chance to show this guy off to you. So that was kind of part of the reason why I went back there and started digging today, because I thought if I could get back to that big, that big box, maybe he was in the big box. There's actually a lot less crap in that big box than I thought there was. So that kind of makes me happy. It's a bunch of like stupid stuffed animals and stuff. So that's not as bad. Actually, they're collections, because like one of them, there's some Family Guy stuff in there and some Muppets and stuff. But he was not in there. He was actually in a box that I didn't expect him to be in, which doesn't make any sense. But I guess that makes absolute perfect sense, because it was in a box with a bunch of bottles and stuff. So, and I was thinking, I think, if I had looked at that box before, I had thought, oh, that's all bottles. There's nothing in there that's important. But obviously, there was. There he is, sitting up on my mantle. Over there. If I had known more of what I was doing, I wouldn't have made him look up so much, because now instead of looking out at the world, he's looking up at the stars, maybe. Maybe that's a good way to put it. But yeah, he's looking up. I moved my my bunny, my evil bunny, over to that side, because there's a lot more, all this empty space here. He's so tiny, he looked kind of weird out there in the spanse of nothing, whereas that guy's a little bit bigger, so he fills up the space a little bit more than he did. And plus over here, it's like, of course you got the painting. This is my grandpa's painting, by the way. I'm giving away all the stuff that I was going to do for Onions and Pandas 21 Things in My Room video, which I will get to, Onions and Pandas, now that I have found my Elvis Worm. And he's going to premiere in his own vlog, but he deserves it. He's been missing for over a year now. So, but anyway, it's like, I've got the light over here, I've got this hanging down, and I've got all this other shit here. So it kind of fills up the space for him so that he doesn't look as awkward sitting there by himself, all tiny and little and thinking. But, yeah, that's what, that is his home now, and, there's one last shot of him before I call this vlog a day. He's in the dark now. Well, not dark, but the shady dark. So, now that I did all that work, and, he is free after being stuck in a box for a year and a couple months, I'm going to enjoy myself some Mystery Science Theater 3000 before going to bed. Enjoy. Well, you're not going to be here watching it with me, but find an episode yourself and watch it and enjoy, because you will. Decided a Pop-Tart was in order. Yeah, I turned it on for just a minute before I put my Pop-Tart in there, just to kind of like burn off the dust. It's still stinking up the house all the way back to the bathroom. But I decided, while I was standing here, a little cleaning up was in order. And you may notice all the redness and infection is gone. Not, not really infection, but all the chili powder. Though, if you look close enough, it still looks a little orange. So, I think it may have gotten a little caked on there. But, so hopefully my ants don't come back. If they do, I'm gonna be pissed.